Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue à une autre vidéo de réaction. Mon nom c'est Draven, and you're probably wondering why the hell did you just do that in French? Well, it's real simple. Last week we got an email from a band from France called Idol, or Idol, I'm assuming because they're French. And they sent us a couple of songs and said, hey, do you think you could react to one of these? And I said, absolutely we can. I love when bands reach out to the channel. It just kind of proves that we're growing a little bit, which is super cool. So I'm definitely excited to check this one out. It's French. I don't know if the music is French. I'm going into this completely blind. I assume it's not, but fucked if I know. We're gonna find out. But yeah, so that's something that I wanted to check out because we've been doing bands from across the world, really, through your suggestions. And this time we've got a band from France. So being a French Canadian, I think that's super cool. So I definitely want to check this out. I don't want to waste too much time. I'm gonna do some research after the video about who the band members are and kind of like their origin story, things like that. And those will be up in the thought bubbles that show up during our videos. If you're new here, I try to do minimal talking throughout the video, except for like quick little comments. But I have a thought bubble that's going to be up here that kind of gives you more details or things that maybe I missed during the reaction. So people tend to dig it because I'm not pausing all the time and I'm not talking over the song. So we're just going to keep doing that. But I want to check this out. Thank you, Idol, once again for reaching out to the channel. And this one is called Excio. And with that being said,
shut up, Draven.
On y va. Oh. Creepy. Definitely a cool look. This is a giant fork. Holy. Trident, I guess. Definitely getting a Ghost vibe off of this, which is great. I love Ghost. Oh, shit. Okay. A second singer? So did I see that correctly? Is the male singer also the guitarist and the female singer is the keyboardist? Or do they just look similar? Hard to tell when someone's got their face painted. All right, we got a lot to unpack on that one. Let's go talk about it. It took me a really long time to hit record to do this final thoughts section after hearing this song. And I was thinking about how I wanted to present my thoughts. And then I remembered I don't do scripts, I don't pre plan things. I just kind of just blah in the moment. And I think that's what I'm going to do again for this one. So, my thoughts are, when you hear a song from an artist you've never heard of, like it's a brand new song you've never heard before, artists you've never heard before, but it has all the elements of all the other songs from other bands that you really, really, really like. And it just kind of like instantly could fall into your playlist. Unfortunately for me, this one doesn't have that. And not because it's a bad song or anything. I'm not suggesting that at all. It's actually a really good song, but I'm so new or uneducated, I guess, or unfamiliar with like the goth rock kind of sound, like that, I guess goth rock kind of sound, that I can't place it anywhere. And it's so far off from most of the stuff that I usually listen to, which is more like heavy metal, like hard rock kind of stuff. And this is kind of so far on the other end of the line that I can't place any of those elements. Now I can appreciate the song, absolutely. It starts off with that beautiful piano, and which is played by Alethea. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And the male singer is Valens, or Vala, however it's pronounced. He's playing the guitar in this one, and the guitar is absolutely awesome. He shreds during the solo, which is great to hear. And that part I kind of jumped in on. Where I kind of got lost was more in the vocals. I'm a vocals guy, so that's what I kind of gravitate to the most is how the singer sounds. And to me, and this is ironic because I have a cold right now, it kind of sounded a little nasally, and I don't want to say monotone because that's definitely not it, but there wasn't much variation, at least that I picked up. Again, I'm not a music coach, I'm not a vocal coach, musician at all, so those little nuances I don't pick up on. But for me, it seemed, and again, I don't want this to sound mean at all, but like it followed one line. Like, I don't want to say it was flat because I know that that's a musical term when something is like bad, but it just kind of followed a path, and it didn't deviate too much. And even when Alethea jumps in and starts singing herself, they kind of sound the same. Like, obviously one's a little deeper than the other, but there's not a lot of variation in the vocals. And one thing that I really love in vocals is when someone goes super high up or way down, and they can kind of do this during the song. That's something that sticks with me when I hear it. And this one was kind of just on a straight line, vocally, at least in my opinion. And again, I don't know anything about anything when it comes to music. I just know what I listen to and how I interpret it. If I get, excited about it. And unfortunately, this one didn't really do that for me. And again, it's because I'm not familiar with the kind of like goth rock sound. I'm not in that mode. If I was someone that was very familiar with this musical style, maybe I would appreciate it a lot more. And that's on me. Again, I'm not trying to take anything away from Idol. They're great, obviously super talented musically, and I kind of liken them to Ghost a little bit because it kind of had a Ghost kind of sound to it at points. And ironically, I was wearing a Ghost shirt when I said that. And that's kind of the only exposure that I have that's close to what Idol is doing. But I will say, they put on a hell of a visual show. Everything that's going on in this video is top notch. It's captivating. It gets your attention. You want to know what the hell is going on. Valen's obviously with the makeup and the mask and the long hair, like he's just got a really cool look to him. And Alethea is a beautiful young woman, and to be super talented like that for both of them is absolutely a bonus. They would probably put on a very awesome live show. I would love to be there, even though if it's not something that I typically would listen to all the time. I would love to be in attendance in a little 500 cap kind of room, watching them with like candles everywhere and big gothic pillars and like, you know, all kinds of cool shit. And I think it would be a really fun show. And just to give you a comparison on that, because I said like even if I don't enjoy the music or whatever, I would still enjoy the music. When you're there, you're into it. I always say this about the band Kiss. I don't like Kiss at all, but I would have loved to go to a live show because I'm sure it's just this crazy spectacle that you want to see once in your lifetime. And I feel like Idol could put on that kind of a show just from what I'm seeing from their music videos. So they've got that tuned in absolutely perfect. I like this kind of style visually, but musically it was kind of a miss for me. And nothing against the band. I know I've said this a million times. I just wanted to be absolutely certain that I'm not saying that the band is bad. It's just not something that I typically listen to. So it's not something that I could really get into and be like, ooh, this thing and that thing. You know what I'm saying? It'll take a few listens, and I'm going to listen to the other songs that they suggested in their email as well. I may not do a reaction to it, but if I can then get it to click and I want to come back and do another reaction to a new song that they have coming out, absolutely I will come back and do that. And I want it to be known that I wish Idol nothing but the best in their future musical endeavors. I know they have a new EP that came out in October. Actually, I can see it on the screen right here, October 25th, called Spectra, and hopefully that brings them a ton of success. And anything that they do moving forward, hopefully they get out and tour soon, get some merch sales, you know, really get the whole band experience going. And from what I read, I think they're relatively new, like 2019. I'll clear that up, or I will have cleared that up in the actual reaction with the thought bubbles, because I'll have done some research at this point. Hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from with my commentary here. And I, again, wish nothing but the best for Idol, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. And if you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hype it up, and let me know in the comments if there's another song by Idol or another band that's Idol-ish, kind of in this goth rock genre, just to get me acclimated to it. And I'll be very happy to check that out. And in the meantime, YouTube thinks you're gonna like this one, so go give that a look. And as always, we'll see you at the next one.